Now, when it comes to bringing an Australian Shepherd into your home, that's a big decision, and a decision that you shouldn't take lightly. So in today's video, I'm going to hand you over to one of my breed history experts, and he's going to talk about a few things that you absolutely must know before you ever consider bringing an Australian Shepherd into your home.
Number one, they are workers. This one might sound obvious, especially considering that almost all dog breeds other than the companion breeds were bred for a working purpose originally. But it needs restating here and again later and several more times before anyone commits to buying a dog like an Aussie. Whilst the collie has a comparable working drive and almost identical working purposes and skills, it has been refined enough by breeders for the show ring and for families that it can sometimes thrive in a family home. Indeed, I grew up with two collies, not on a farm. The same cannot be so easily said for the Aussie, who is almost exclusively a working dog still. Whilst they are affectionate, people-centric and adaptable, they have so much energy and eagerness for work and purpose that all but the most active homes with the most dedicated owners could possibly handle them. Anyone hoping to bring home an Aussie Shepherd is going to need to commit to several hours a day of intense exercise, meaning running, as well as specific jobs for it to do, more than just fetching the morning paper, as well as extensive obedience training. In short, with most working Aussies, if you aren't working them, they are working you. It can become an almost full-time job maintaining one of these dogs outside of an agricultural setting. It's not impossible, but it's difficult, and an underworked, overstimulated Aussie is a nightmare of nipping, herding behaviours and loud, piercing barks. Number three, they're less intelligent than you might imagine. Now, with the genetic heritage of the Border Collie and the German Shepherd, as shown by recent DNA profiling, you'd expect the Aussie to absolutely kill in terms of intelligence, wouldn't you? The Collie, according to Stanley Coren's iconic research into canine intelligence, is the world's most intelligent dog breed by a country mile. The German Shepherd is only 2 spots below, beaten out for second place by the Poodle, but still vying for the top spot. So it's perhaps a shame to have to report that the Aussie is a disappointment to these parents, coming in at number 42, not even above average. As a notable caveat, however, this research was conducted in the 90s when Aussies were not great in number, and as such the judgments made by professionals in the survey may be limited by sample size. Additionally, as a working dog, the Aussie excels. There are few better herders on the planet, and herding requires phenomenal levels of specific facets of intelligence. Perhaps we might argue that whilst the German Shepherd is a jack-of-all-trades worker, the Australian Shepherd is a master of one, a herding specialist, not an all-rounder. That might be perfect for you if that is what your homestead or farm requires, but it is important not to conflate them with the collie. And number three, careful with colouring. Whilst heterochromia, where 2 eyes are different colours, is common in the breed and is a typically harmless heritable trait, other aesthetic features are less innocuous. Merle patterning, which primarily affects coat but can also affect skin pigment and even promote heterochromia, also comes with risks. Inauspicious breeders frequently breed for Merle in their dogs, which doubles the puppy's likelihood of inheriting genes that can predict both deafness and blindness, traits that already have quite a frightening chance of being passed from just one Merle parent. A responsible breeder will never breed 2 Merle parents together deliberately, or allow it to happen by accident, in the light of the now extensive research on this genetic landmine of a breeding practice. Whilst the marbling of a double Merle might be incredibly beautiful, if you like that sort of thing, it quite simply is not worth the risk. In any breed of dog where there are common genetic issues, it's best practice for a breeder to carry out tests on any mating pairs as they're deciding to use. Whilst this can be extremely expensive, and so some less responsible breeders will not, when it comes to something as visually obvious as a Merle pattern, there is quite simply no excuse for allowing the breeding to take place. So, don't be drawn in by beauty. Select your dog based on health, temperament, and suitability for its intended purpose in your life.
So guys, if you love the Australian Shepherd as much as we do here, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We make videos like this every single week to help ensure that you have the Australian Shepherd that you've always dreamed of. And we cannot wait to see you on the next episode.